Hello friends, it's my pleasure talking to you. In this particular session, I shall demonstrate as to how Excel can be used as a tool for the purpose of analysis of a cash credit account in the context of audit of a branch of a banking company. To do this, first of all, in the CBS environment, we have to extract a cash credit account. Let us say you are doing the audit for the period from 1/4/2015 to 31/3/2016. What you have to do is, for that purpose, you have to extract the borrower's cash credit account. In CBS system, this you can do it by way of an export command. The specific exact command you can ask the branch management to provide you with that particular command, or maybe you can ask them for extraction of such a file. In CBS environment, whatever you can view on the screen can be printed as well as it can be exported. However, in most of the cases, many reports are extracted in text format. It will not be possible for us to do analysis where the file is in text format. Let us say, for the purpose of our illustration, today I have with me a cash credit account which is in text format that is being extracted from the CBS environment of a branch. Now here you can find that particular file. Let me click on that file. What it is saying is with which program you want me to open that particular file. Actually, this being a text file, you can open that particular file with the help of a notepad software. Now the file is open. Here you can observe, of course, this particular cash credit account belongs to the period of 13-14 financial year. Now here you have the date and what is the branch, what is the description, that is the particulars field, and you have the reference check number, withdrawal, deposit and balance. Like this particular account runs into a number of pages and it may be having some hundreds of transactions. Now as it is, we will not be in a position to analyze this particular account. So what we can do is, we can import this particular file into the Excel and we can analyze using the help of Excel inbuilt commands. Now, how to import this particular file into Excel? For this purpose, what we will do is, first of all I will close this particular file and open Excel in the computer. Now the Excel is open. You have a menu called data. Click on that, and for the purpose of importing this particular text file into this Excel, you have to use this particular command. So import from text. I will click on that. Now the dialog box open and our file is placed on the desktop. So click desktop. But however, this particular file is not visible here. So what we have to do is, we have to ask for display of all the files. Now this particular CC account file is visible. So click on CC account file. Now this wizard of text import will appear. There are altogether 3 steps. We are in the first step. Now here, this particular wizard asks you as to how your text file is structured. Generally, text files is structured in a fixed width. And also some other parameters it is asking, we can leave it as such, we can work with the default values. Now, we shall examine whether the data is being displayed here or not. Yes, of course, the data is being displayed here. Now, we will proceed to the next step. In the next step, what it is asking is to break the columns appropriately. Now here if we observe, all the data is being included in one column itself. So what we can do is, logically we can make columns by just double clicking here. Let us say I have just click it, no need of double click, just click it. Now we can observe that this is a date field. Then you have this branch code that you can click. Thereafter you have this particular what you call a particulars field. This particulars field we shall break it here. Now here you have this check number or something like that. We shall break this here. Thereafter you have this amount column, just break it here, and thereafter there is some unnecessary break here. We need not need this, I think, just so that we shall remove that. And thereafter you have, okay, I think this is also not necessary, so just I will remove that. And thereafter, now what we can do is, after 2 decimal places there will be nothing to be printed, so we can truncate that. Thereafter you have this another field, this might be the balance field, and after that there is no data in order to be split into columns. Therefore what we shall do is, we shall just proceed to the next step. Now here what's happening is, you can give the format for the columns. If we observe here, the first column is date. So what we can do is, just I will guide this particular wizard to say that this particular first column is date. Now what is the format of the date? Date is in DMY format, that is day, month and year format. So we can leave it like that. Now the other columns we can go for general. So what we will do is, we will click on finish, so that the wizard will import the data into the Excel as columns. So I will click on finish. Now it is asking as to where the data is to be placed. Generally it will be by default A1 cell. So I will keep it as such and press OK. Now you can observe that the data is being imported into the Excel. But however, this requires some more tweaking, because as such we may not be in a position to analyze this, because there are many columns which are not necessary for us. So what we will do is, if we observe the initial 1 to 22 pages, 1 to not pages, of course 1 to 22 lines are not necessary. So what I am doing is, I am deleting those particular lines. These lines are deleted. Next, this one also, it is not necessary for us. So what I will do is, I will delete it. Now these are the headings. So what I will do is, I will make the width of the column, I will increase the width of the column, so that now it will be in a ordered manner for the purpose of our viewing. So what I will do is, I will just tweak this particular thing. What I will do is, I will select them and I will center them. Also what I will do is, I will make them appear bold. Now they are appearing bold. Next, if we observe here, we are having negative symbols. So what I will do is, I will try to remove those particular minus symbols, so that it will not be a problem for us in the course of our analysis. Now here there are many number of records, so manually removing this is not advisable. So what we can do is, we can use the command in the software itself to replace all the minuses with null. So for that you can go for you can go for a command called replace. For that you press Ctrl F. You will get this dialog box. In this there is something called as replace. So what I will do is, you find out minus and you replace with null. So don't write anything in this particular column. Now what we can do is, since there are many number of minus symbols in this particular file, what I will do is I will ask for replacing all the minuses. So I am clicking on replace all. Now what has happened? Excel has completed its search and has made 2406 replacements. So there are 2406 minuses in this particular file, so that all of them have been replaced. Now it will be easy for us to analyze. So I am pressing in OK and I will close this box. Next, before we start analyzing, what we have to do is we have to make the file ready for the purpose of analysis. So come to the next step. Here if you observe in the description column, in the first column there is only one line, second one line, third, but when you come to fourth one, what is happening is this particular description is being split into two lines. Now maybe somewhere else it may be split into more than two lines also. So we should be able to bring the entire description into a single column. Now for that what we can do is we can use a simple if command. I have made that particular if command readily available with me. So what I will do is, on the desktop I have this particular formula. Now instead of recording the entire formula in the video, what I will do is I will just copy this particular formula, copy that particular formula and paste it in our file. So I will paste it here. Control V. Now you observe the formula is appearing in the particular formula bar. If you want to copy this particular formula, you just pause this particular video for some while and note down that formula, so that or you can mail me your email ID so that I can forward this particular data file and the formula file also to you. Now here this formula here, what will happen is, what is happening is, it is a simple logic wherein if this particular A6 is blank, then what you have to do is you take this and you concatenate with this particular row. For this purpose what I have done is, for 3 columns I have done. Mostly generally it will not be more than 3 columns or 3 rows for that matter. Now however, what we have to do check is, here AV is being checked, our description is in C column. Since our description is in C column, what we have to do is we have to replace this, wherever in this formula D is there, replace it with the C. So I am replacing it with the C. D is being replaced with the C. D is being replaced with the C. So all D's are replaced with C. Now you can observe in I3 column, I got whatever is there in I2 column. I2, whatever is there in C2, that has been reproduced. Now I have to copy this particular formula to the entire rows. So what I will do is just drag it. I am dragging this particular thing. So I have to drag it to the end of this particular file. It may take a while, but maybe less than a minute. So the particular formula is being copied. Okay, here records are completed. So what I have done is I have released this particular button. Now I will go to the top. you can observe here you have the description in 2 rows. You check it here. You can check here. ECS debit, CT, EY, MT, and some numbers are there, alphanumeric characters. So these two are being clubbed into single description. Now why I have done this is, if I delete this particular second row, what will happen is we may miss some description, and we may not be in a position to analyze this particular CC account to its fullest manner. So this can be done. So now what I have to do is, this being a formula, what I will do is I will copy this. And in M row, what I will do is I will paste it as values and not as formulas. So I have pasted it as values. Now here if you observe, if I click this, this is a formula. But here if I click this, you can observe that this is a value. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to copy this particular values and paste it here. Here also you can directly paste it. Now what has happened? The M column have been copied to C. So now I did not need these two columns. I can directly delete them. I have deleted them. Now here this description has been erased, so I will type description and make it bold, and also I will make it center. Now if you observe this, there are some unnecessary lines, etc. Now how to remove these unnecessary lines? For this purpose, what we can do is, you just select the entire sheet, go to data, then sort, and it is asking whether your data has headers. Yes, the data has headers, so click that. So this is being deselected, and on what column you want to sort? I will sort it on this date row, date column. So date, sort on value, click oldest, order will be oldest to the newest. Then I will click OK. Now what has happened is, the unnecessary lines, blanks, characters, etc. have been removed, and we have got the particular data in an orderly fashion. Now from this row onwards, we need not require this particular data. So what I am doing is, I am selecting everything and I am deleting those rows. Now you can observe that there are 1952 records, and as on 27th March 2014, the balance is somewhere around 1,24,41,837. If you observe the entire data, this entire data is being brought into an orderly fashion from where we can start the analysis. To make it more meaningful and appear in an orderly fashion, what I will do is I will just separate these particular headings by drawing lines. Now what can I do? So here you can still you can do some things like this withdrawal deposits balance. If you want it, you can go to format cells, and in the format cells, what you can do is, it will take a while to appear. I know it will take a while to appear. In the format cells, go to member. You can use 1000 separator. OK, press OK, so that this data will appear more meaningful. You can center this, and also date can be centered. Right. Now what I want to do this? I want some information. As already we understood that there are some 1900 and odd records. So it will not be possible manually, and also it is not it is unnecessary to manually check it. So what I will do is, let us say I want to know whether folio charges are being levied. So what I simply do is, just I will select the entire data, go to data, apply filter. Now whenever folio charges are levied, in the description column some wording like folio will appear. So what I will go do is, I want to make a filter and I want to check out all those records which contain the term folio, and press OK. What you can observe is, whenever you check an account, maybe on 2/4/2013 folio charges are levied 1050. Thereafter on 1/9/2013 another folio charge is being levied. Maybe by mistake what they have done is, on 1/9/2013 again they have applied 675 as folio charges, and that has been reversed. You can observe that. But sometimes maybe some in some account what might happen is, a folio charge will be levied and thereafter it will be reversed after some time. Whenever you ask for the folio charges, whether they have been levied or not, they may show you this particular entry and that is being levied, they may say. But what subsequently has happened is that might have been reversed. Now here you can check those type of mischief, if any, that are being practiced at a particular branch. Now then what we will proceed further. What about processing charges? Right, what we will do is, we will check for the term processing charges. So instead of folio, what I will do is processing, and press enter. Now you can observe here, the processing charge for documentation is levied on 28/7, and on 28/9 some other processing charge of 28,090 has been levied. Next, what else can you check? You can check whether insurance has been debited to the account or not. So what you will do is, again in this insurance, again in this insurance, we can observe that insurance no record is being displayed. So it implies that insurance is not debited to this particular account. You can find out from the branch whether it is being debited in another account like a current account of the borrower. Next, what else can you do? You may again check for inspection charges. So inspection. Now you can observe here, on 9/7, on 27/9 and 24/3 the inspection charges are being collected. So this is how instead of checking so many pages manually, which will be laborious, if you practice this, you will easily you can examine or analyze a particular account in a matter of minutes. Now what I will do is, I will remove the filter. Now what else can be checked? Let us say I want to let us say the limit of this particular account is 1 crore 25 lakhs or 1.25 crores. Now of course the limit has to be calculated based upon the drawing power. Now here we will make it simple. Instead of drawing power, what I want to check is the limit of the particular account is 1.25 crores, and I want to check whether as to how many days, on how many days the account has exceeded the limit. So for that purpose, what I will do is I will apply filter. Now in this balance, what I will do is number filter, and here what I will do is greater than 1 crore 25 lakhs. So just in a fraction of a second, these many number of records are displayed. So you can check that on 15 number of instances the account has exceeded this particular the limit of sanction limit of 1.25 crores. Next, let us go for another parameter like whether interest is being applied and at what intervals, and what is the total amount of interest applied for the whole period of 13-14. For that again I will apply filter. Maybe filter is being removed, I think. Okay, I will do one thing. I will select the entire data, apply filter. Apply filter. Now filter is being applied. Now if interest is being applied, what will happen is in the particular description what they will do is interest capitalized. Interest capitalized. Now you can observe here on what dates interest are being applied and what is the amount of interest applied and what is the total of interest that is being applied. So here we can get that particular information. But however, if I observe here, I have only count of 10 number of items. Only 10 items are there. Count is 10. So interest for March, February and March is not appearing here. So what I have to do is, I will do one thing. I will remove this or rephrase it as interest. Now what has happened? So for this check purchase interest, so checks are being purchased in this particular account. That we have to note. Now interest, if you observe, all these in the month of March and in the month of February, if we observe, all these items are check purchase interest only. So what does it imply? It implies that the interest is being not applied or interest is not applied in the month of March and February. So you can inquire with the branch as to why the interest is being not applied. So friends, in this way we can check many number of items. Also using this you can calculate interest on your own by the product method and some other analysis depending upon the facts and circumstances and the requirements of a particular account. So before signing off, I should say you that in the succeeding sessions, maybe in some other session, I will meet you with some more techniques. Thanks for watching.